But there were some who said that such wonderful works as are done for us by magical arts are not done by any spiritual substances, but by the power of the heavenly bodies. It seems to be a sign of this that by those who practice such works, the stars are considered a certain sight. Certain aids of herbs and other corporeal things are also used, as if to prepare the lower matter to receive the influence of celestial power. But this is expressly opposed to the apparent. For since it is not possible for the intellect to be caused by some corporeal principles, as has been proved above, it is impossible that the effects which are proper to the intellectual nature should be caused by the power of the celestial body. But in these operations of the magicians, certain things appear which are proper to the works of a rational nature. For answers are given about stolen things and other such things, which could not be done except by the understanding. Therefore it is not true that all such effects are caused by the power of the heavenly bodies alone. In addition, speech itself is a proper act of the rational nature. Now some appear talking to men in the aforesaid operations, and reasoning about different things. It is not possible, therefore, that such things should be done by the power of the heavenly bodies alone. But if someone says that such appearances are not according to the external sense, but only according to the imagination, this indeed at first does not seem to be true. For imagined forms do not appear to anyone as if they were real things, unless alienation from the external senses takes place. Conversations and apparitions of this kind occur to men who freely use their external senses. Therefore, it is not possible that such things were seen or heard according to the imagination only. Next, from whatever imagined forms, intellectual knowledge beyond the natural or acquired capacity of his intellect cannot proceed to anyone. This is also evident in dreams, in which, even if there is some foreshadowing of things to come, yet whoever sees the dreams does not understand their meaning. But through such visions or hearings as appear in the works of the magicians, generally there comes to a person intellectual knowledge of some things which exceed the capacity of his own understanding, such as the revelation of hidden treasures, the manifestation of the future, and sometimes even truths are answered about some documents of someone's knowledge. It is necessary, therefore, that either they should not be seen appearing and speaking according to imagination only, or at least that this should be done by the power of some superior intellect, that man is brought to the knowledge of such things by such imaginations, and this should not be done by the power of the heavenly bodies alone. Still, what is done by the power of the celestial bodies is a natural effect. For natural forms are those which are caused in the lower things by the power of the celestial bodies. What therefore cannot be natural to anything cannot be done by the power of the heavenly bodies. But certain such things are said to be done by the aforesaid operations, such as that whatever is put upon the presence of a certain person, that a person is rendered invisible, and many such things are told. Therefore, it is not possible for this to be done by the power of the heavenly bodies. Further, to whomsoever by the power of the heavenly bodies is conferred that which is after, to him also is conferred that which is before. But to be moved from oneself results in having a soul, for it is the property of animate things that they themselves move. It is impossible, therefore, by the power of the heavenly bodies that any inanimate thing should be moved by itself. Now this is said to be done by magical arts, when some statue moves by itself, or emits a voice. It is not possible, then, that the effect of magical arts should be affected by celestial power. But if it is said that that statue is destined for some principle of life by virtue of the heavenly bodies, this is impossible. For the principle of life in all living things is the substantial form, for to live is to be in the living, as the Philosopher says in De Anima 2. Now it is impossible for anything to receive any substantial form anew, unless it loses the form it had before. For the generation of one is the corruption of another. Now, in the making of a statue, no substantial form is thrown away, but a transformation takes place only according to the figure, which is an accident. For the form of copper, or something like that, remains. It is not possible, therefore, that such statues should have any source of life. Still, if anything is moved by the principle of life, it is necessary that it has sense, for it is sense or understanding that moves. But the understanding is not without sense in the generable and the corruptible. Now there cannot be sense where there is no touch, nor touch without a middle-tempered organ. But such a temperature is not found in the stone or wax or metal from which the statue is made. It is therefore not possible that such statues should be moved by the principle of life. Further, perfect lives are not only generated by heavenly power, but also from seed. For man begets man and the Son, but those which are begotten by celestial power alone without seed are animals begotten by putrefaction, which are, among other things, more ignoble. If, therefore, by celestial power alone, such statues are allotted the principle of life by which they move themselves, they must be the most ignoble among animals. This, however, would be false if they were working through the intrinsic principle of life, for in their acts noble operations appear, when they answer about hidden things. It is therefore not possible that they should work or be moved by the principle of life again. A natural effect produced by the power of the celestial bodies may be found without the operation of art. For even if one works by some artifice to generate frogs or some such, yet frogs may be generated without any artifice. If therefore by the power of the celestial bodies, statues of this kind which are made by the necromantic art are destined to the beginning of life, it will be necessary to find a generation of such without this kind of art. But this is not found. It is evident, therefore, that such statues have no beginning of life, nor are they moved by the power of the celestial body. By this, however, the position of Hermes is excluded, who said thus, as Augustine relates, et de civitate Dei contra paganos. As God is the maker of the heavenly gods, so man is the maker of the gods who are in the temples, contented with human proximity. I mean animated statues, full of sense and spirit, and doing such and such things, foretell the statues of the future, predicting the same about dreams and many other things, doing infirmities to men and taking care of them, giving sorrow and joy for merits. This position is also destroyed by divine authority, for it is said in the Psalm, "The idols of the nations are silver and gold, the work of men's hands. They have mouths and will not speak, for there is no spirit in their mouths." Now, it does not seem to be denied at all that there may be something of virtue in the aforesaid from the power of the celestial bodies. Yet those are the only effects which some lower bodies can produce by the power of the celestial bodies.